The world's top 3 delicacies are said to be foie gras, truffle, and caviar. But in fact, the term 3 great delicacies created in Japan is not used in Europe or the United States, and its meaning defines the 3 most treasured food ingredients by Europeans. The origin of the term 3 great delicacies is unclear, and it is said that these 3 ingredients are merely representative of rather rare and expensive ingredients. Anyway, foie gras is the goose or duck's liver. The word foie gras comes from the combination of foie meaning liver and gras meaning fat, and together means roasted fatty liver. The origin of this food goes back to Egypt 4,500 years ago, and apparently, the Egyptians discovered that if they hunt wild goose just before the Great Migration, its liver is more delicious than its meat. This is because the geese store a huge amount of energy in the fat formed in their livers before the Great Migration. It is said that the Egyptians began to produce foie gras by taming wild geese and artificially overfeeding them, to enjoy this delicious liver all year round. For reference, this domesticated wild goose is now called a goose. The geese raising method to obtain foie gras is called gavage, which supposedly was developed by the ancient Egyptians as well. This method consists of force feeding them through a metal pipe funnel inserted into the neck in a small cage, which makes the liver accumulate fat and swell. When a certain amount of fat is accumulated, chemical changes occur in the liver and maximize its flavor, and the fully grown liver becomes large enough to occupy 2/3 of the goose's belly. For this process, the female geese are put down because of too many blood vessels in their liver, and only males are selected and cared separately for foie gras production from little. This gavage method has been at the center of controversy over animal cruelty. Therefore, foie gras is considered one of the cruelest foods in history. The gavage method is forbidden except for 5 countries: France, Belgium, Spain, Hungary, and Bulgaria. And in some countries, even selling foie gras is banned. Foie gras is famous for its softness, and the level of softness varies from butter-like to pudding-like, a key quality that determines the price. Naturally, it is classified into different grades. In France, natural foie gras, obtained from wild geese by the old method, is considered the finest, followed by foie gras, made with the gavage method, and canned foie gras as the lowest grade. Typically, it can be consumed in the form of terrine, which requires a special process, or as a steak by itself. Terrine is a traditional French appetizer, made with ground meat with spices and cooked in a mold. Since fresh liver doesn't last long, it is made into terrine to preserve and eat slice by slice. Sometimes fresh liver is consumed grilled, but since foie gras is mostly fat, it is quite heavy to eat it in steak form as the main dish. Because foie gras spoils quickly, usually there is no choice but to turn to frozen or processed products.